Hello and welcome to yoga. Today we're going to be working through the the shoulder area, the neck area. We're going to see if we can just loosen that area up a little bit, and we'll put some other stretches in as well. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start by opening up the front body. Okay, so cushions might be better than blocks. My block is a cork and really, really hard. So if you have a cushion that you can place down on your mat, I'll get rid of the roller, you don't need that. And what we're going to do is we are going to kind of lay ourselves down so that we can open up the chest. So we're looking here to just open through the front body. So if you've got a small cushion, then just place it kind of underneath the bra strap so that you can lean back onto it, which means that your head can come down to the mat, but the chest can lift, okay? So we're looking here to get an openness through the shoulders. Be really mindful of if this is causing you to hold your breath or if this is causing you to strain or kind of to find a place where you're just a little bit uncomfortable now, then find a much easier alternative, okay? So you're going to be here for a little while. So don't go massively intense. We want to feel comfortable enough to kind of relax into it. Okay, so thinking here about the shoulders being back and down. We're lifting the chest ever so slightly, but we're doing that in a really supportive way. Either the feet can be flat and the knees up. If they're up, then widen the stance of the feet to bring the knees together. Or if you're after a slightly more intense stretch, then we can walk the feet away and just allow the legs to come away from us, okay? So you've got lots and lots of options here. Absolutely fine to play around with it until you feel comfortable. So here we are, lifting through the chest, taking those nice deep inhales, exhales, thinking about the shoulders being back, thinking about the lungs being able to reach their capacity. So taking those really neat, nice deep breaths. As you do that, notice that the chest is lifting. See if you can really fill those lungs. We never really do we? And then exhale, allow that body to become heavy. Really find that support through the cushion or the bolster or whatever you're laying on top of. And we're going to start with some even breathing. You know where we're going. So here we go. Let's take an inhale for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now your breath is returning to its normal pattern, just noticing again that need to inhale those nice deep breaths, really filling the lungs. As you do that, really notice that lift through the chest. Can you push down through the shoulders into the mat or into the cushion, just to lift that chest just a little bit more? Keeping the neck nice and relaxed. Okay. And then from here, nice and slowly, just thinking about awakening the body ever so slightly. So bending at the knees, taking the feet flat if they're not there already. Just moving the knees from side to side, a really gentle swaying action. Bringing life into the body. Whilst you're here with an empty mind, maybe setting yourself an intention for today, or just feeling into the sensations of the body. Maybe that is your intention. And then when you're ready, allow the knees to face the ceiling. Pause, take a moment. One more deep breath in, lift through the chest. And then exhale, sigh it all away. Okay, from here, we're just going to take the hands to the back of the head, interlace the fingers, draw the elbows in so that it just gently comforts the head. We're going to tuck chin towards chest. And then we're going to start to just gently round through the upper spine. So just gently bringing those abs to work, okay? Thinking about the elbows coming in the direction towards your knees. Do not have to get there. This is about a back stretch, not about ab work. We're not crunching here. We just need them to support. And then begin to just lay yourself down. See if you can lay each one of those vertebrae in the upper spine down and then open out those elbows. Find that really nice stretch across the chest and feel the pinch into the shoulder blades. Okay, elbows come back to where they were, wrapping around the head, and then tuck the chin to the chest, and then begin to just lift the upper spine. Core has to work here, so pushing through the lower back into the cushion or into the mat, wherever you're at. I think at this point you can see why a block is just a little bit too mean. We need something soft and supportive. Okay, lowering all the way back down with control. Open out those elbows. Start to push those elbows down into the mat or into the floor, wherever you're at, just to lift that chest, pinch between the shoulder blades, find that lovely squeeze. Take a nice deep breath, allow the chest to lift and then sigh it away. And then last one, elbows come in, begin to tilt the head from the chin to chest, engaging that core just around ever so slightly. Keep bringing elbows towards knees as a gentle direction rather than a crunch. And then releasing all the way back down and then open those elbows out. Take that last deep inhale, lifting through the chest, fill the lungs, and then sigh it away. Let the mouth just release that breath. Okay. From here, you're just going to push through the feet to lift the bottom and lift that cushion or whatever you've got out of the way and pop it to one side. Okay. From here, we're going to take the arms high above the head, keep the feet the mat distance, width apart, that's the word, and then bring the knees together. Take a reach with the fingertips and then lift through the arms. We're going to take the palms so they face one another. See if you can lift those fingertips towards the ceiling and stretch through the fingertips. Really find the webbing between the fingers. And then from here, let's take the hands all the way down by the thighs. And then sweep them up. Imagine your angel wings. Okay, sweep them all the way above you again. Okay, so reaching out of those shoulder sockets, really reach those fingertips towards the back wall. Lift those hands up towards the ceiling, reach and reach and reach. Find that space through the shoulders as you are reaching. Take the hands down by the thighs. And then sweep them all the way up as your angel wings and come to stretch with them high above the head. Okay, from here, we're going to just rock and roll on the spine, but we're going to come into a seated position. So when you're ready, make your way there. Okay, we're going to come and sit ourselves on a block. Sitting up nice and tall, allow yourself to find that opening through the hips that feels good for you. So if that feels great by bringing the soles of the feet together, for me that feels quite intense, or find a simple cross-legged position, whatever's good for you. Sitting up nice and tall, let's bring the hands to the back of the head. Again, interlace those fingers. Start to open up through the chest. Imagine this is your seated cat-cow. So bringing those elbows kind of towards the back corners of the room, flaring through the chest and And then bringing the elbows together and rounding through the spine, bringing that chin down to chest, just rounding. You're going to get a little bit further this time because you're not on your back. Okay, so we don't need our core to be working as hard as we did. And then coming all the way back up, open through the chest, elbows towards those back corners of the room. Lift the chin, gaze towards the ceiling, open through the neck. And then from here, bring the head to neutral, drop that right elbow down and lift through the left side. Our obliques have to work here, so we're really relying on those muscles down the side body on the left side. Come back up to neutral and then drop left elbow down, right elbow lifts. Again, we want to really make sure that right sit bone is connected to the mat, also the block, and we want to make sure that the obliques on the right side are working hard. Okay, coming back to center. Okay, options here. We're going to switch those legs out. You can keep the hands where they are, or you can just put the hands down. No pressure either way. Okay, so we've swapped our legs out. Always good to be nice and equal. So let's go again. We're going to reach those elbows back, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and then elbows come in around the head, drop chin to chest, begin to round through the spine. Feel the stretch of the skin against the spine. Come all the way back up, open through the elbows, lift through the chest. Take a breath, sigh it all away, always feels good. And then let's go again, elbows come in towards one another, chin to chest, round down through the spine. And then coming all the way back up. Open out those elbows. Let's take the right elbow down, lift through the left elbow, keeping the shoulders nice and level. So if you find yourself curved in, then just come up a little bit more. It doesn't matter. We want to feel the stretch down the left side body. We want to feel the obliques working, keeping us stable. Come back to center and let's switch over. Left elbow comes down and right elbow lifts. Keep that right sit bone connected. Make sure you're breathing. And then come back to your center. Fabulous. Let's get rid of that block for a moment. Okay. From here, take a little forward fold. So move the belly out of the way. Lift and extend through the crown of the head. Take the hands down, walk those fingertips away from you. Lift through the palm of the hand so that you can really kind of drag yourself with those fingertips. So you can walk those fingertips forward, lifting through the chest, but think about pushing down through the fingertips to get your bottom back. If you find that you're quite tight around the hips, great to be sat on a block still. You might find that you've got a little bit more flexibility there. Take another inhale and lift through the chest. Exhale, can you lower just a little bit more? That left hand is going to walk through the right. So a small movement here. We can't get very far because we're quite pretzel-like. We're just going to walk that left arm underneath the right. Keep both fingers spidered up. See if we can get that stretch into that left shoulder space. And now that right hand can walk over to the right side. Come into that really nice deep stretch now. If you have a little bit more space for it, that right hand can place on top of no, that's the other way around. Left hand can place on top of the right hand just to get an even deeper stretch through the shoulders. And you should be feeling it now into the leading leg, into that hip space there as well. Finding that stretch all the way down that left side body. One more breath here. Okay, hands come back through center. All right, walk them back all the way in. Let's swap those legs out again. Nice and equal, always nice and equal. Okay, those hands are going to walk forward, take the lift, take the lengthen, crown of the head, forward, you know the score. Take that movement and then begin to move down into it. Move the belly out of the way. Spider up those fingertips, take a breath, lift and lengthen again. It's all about the lift and lengthen. Find that space in the spine. And then lower down wherever you are comfortable, wherever you feel the stretch. If it means that you're up here, perfect. Okay, that right hand is going to sweep under the left, okay? Both of those palms are lifted if it's comfortable for you. See if you can sink that right shoulder down. Keep the neck nice and relaxed. Okay, the left hand is going to walk over towards the right. Okay, so we're over to the left side now. Let's not get too confused. And this is where you can stay if you are happy here. If you've got a little bit more space to give, that right hand can come on top of the left just to lengthen, just to stretch that little bit more. Keep that right knee anchored down. We want to feel it through the right hip space, okay? Keep pushing those hands down. Keep moving that weight into the right sit bone. Keep the neck nice and relaxed. And then walk those fingertips back in, all the way towards the body. Take a moment here. All right, let's come onto our knees and find a table. Get rid of my pillow for a moment. Okay, so we're in our table. Nice opportunity here to work through the spine, so doing what feels good for you. So look, we've done our cat-cows that were nice and seated, but maybe you want to move through a traditional cat-cow. Maybe you've got a little bit more circular motion that's going to feel good for you today. Entirely up to you. Think about taking the movement from the pelvis, okay? So however it is going for you, think about that movement coming from the pelvis. And then a little further challenge, see if you can match the breath with the movement. So as we're taking that inhale, we're going to be moving away from the body. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring ourselves back together again. Okay, when you're ready, make your way back into a table position. Okay, so here we are in table. We're going to work through the mid-spine now. So we're going to lift through the right arm, open the chest towards the right, and then bring the right hand just to touch down under the left. We're going to pause between each one. So we're going to take that right hand down, feel the stretch through the shoulder, and then open up again through the right side. Right arm lifts, chest towards the right side. And then that right hand sweeps through, touch down, find a moment to get that stretch through that right shoulder, and then open again. Okay, we're going to have one more. Here we go. That right hand touches down, pause, find the stretch. And then last time here, let's open through that right side. One more breath. Okay, right hand's going to come down. Take the feet together, take the knees as wide as the mat. Find yourself a wide-legged child's pose. Take the bottom back onto the heels and keep the hands away from you. Walking those fingertips away, see if you can bring the chest right down towards the mat or pop a cushion underneath for some support. Bring the forehead down, keep the neck relaxed. See if you can push those fingertips down to really get those sit bones down and back into your heels. Okay, beginning to unwind like a beautiful snail. Let's come back into our table and let's mix it up on the other side this time. So back into your table, we're going to lift through the left side, opening the chest towards that left side if you've got the flexibility. I most certainly do not. And then that left hand is going to come underneath the right. Push down into the left hand to find the stretch through that left shoulder. And then let's come back out again. Left hand is going to lift. Maybe gazing towards that top hand if you've got it in you. Left hand comes underneath the right. Push down into the hand, find the stretch. Okay, last one, lift through the left side. Getting a little bit easier with each one. It was very resistant to begin with. And then that left hand comes down. Push down into the hand. Find that stretch through that left shoulder. And then that left hand is going to place down. Okay, we're going to head straight into puppy. So here we go. Walk the fingertips forward. Keep the bottom stacked over the knees. Allow the chest and the belly to head down towards the mat. Once you're there, you've got options, okay? You can spider up those fingertips to get a little bit lower. You can take the hands together, palms meet, and then pass the hands over the top of the head so the thumbs meet the nape of the neck, getting a really nice deep stretch through the shoulders. Or you can be on a block if you need to bring the floor up to you. Doesn't matter what option you choose, there are just options. Breathing, taking a moment, maybe a good opportunity to revisit your intention. If it was about mindful movement today, this might be a good one. Taking a moment to think how it feels. Okay, take those hands over the head if that's where they were. If not, we're going to push down into the hands. This time, take that right hand over towards the right side. Left hand is going to follow. And that left hand place on top of the right. So just drop ever so slightly into that left shoulder. Keep the neck relaxed. And now level the shoulders out. Start to move that weight back so it's nice and equal. And then let's walk the hands back through center and then all the way over to the left-hand side. Can the right hand place on top of the left? Can you drop through the right shoulder? Find that really deep stretch. Keep the neck relaxed. Really easy not to. Just be mindful of it. And now level the shoulders out. See if you can start to bring the weight equally back. Take a breath. Such a small detail, yet so important. And then walk those hands back through center. Okay, from here, we're going to head into a down dog. So taking the hands down, we're going to tuck the toes and engage the core, and then lift those knees, okay? As we lift those knees, we're going to push back, right back into the heels. So chest comes down towards thighs. I want you just to sink the bottom back onto the heels for a moment. Really think here about pushing those heels away to find the stretch on the underneath side of the foot and get a deep stretch through the shoulders. Check the neck is not stressed, okay, nice and relaxed. And then begin to take the bottom high. Come over to the tiptoes and then see if you can walk out those heels. Really moving through the feet, lifting up through the tiptoes, and then bringing each heel down one at a time. And then pause in your down dog. Just shake the head, nod the head, find some movement and just a little bit of mobility through the neck. Take a moment here, pause. Have a little look at your setup, hands push down, elbows look at one another. We're going to draw tummy in towards thighs. We're going to tilt the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Take a moment here. Okay, that right foot is going to lift. Drop the back knee, open up through that right side body, squeeze the glutes. And then let's come through pigeon. That right knee is going to come behind the right wrist, and the foot's going to trail somewhere behind that left wrist. You've got options here. You've always got options. Okay, so keep that back knee lifted for a moment if it feels good for you, just to roll over the toes, just to find just what it feels like through the hip. It's a really nice opportunity to feel what feels good. If you don't like it and you prefer a more static approach, then just drop the back knee and pause there, okay? When you're ready, do drop the back knee. What we want to do in our pigeon, it's really important. We want to keep our hip points level, okay? So we want to take our hands to our hips, or at least just notice, okay, depending on how balanced you are, where you're at. If you can feel your right butt cheek lifting and you're tipping to the left side, then prop it up with a cushion or a block or whatever you need to. We want to be aware that we don't crunch into the lower back. So we're going to think about lifting and lengthening through the crown of the head, push down through the hands, lift that chest like a proud pigeon, and then begin to fold over. That might mean that you're here. It might mean that you are on your forearms. It might mean that you can make a pillow with the hands and you can rest on those hands. Whatever feels good for you. Be mindful of where the body is. If the body is rocking over to the right side, then readjust and draw the weight back centrally across the hips. Again, revisit your intention. Notice how it feels. Notice what's happening with your body. Are you holding or gripping tension anywhere? If you are, make adjustments. The closer that right foot is towards the hip, the less intense it will feel. The closer that right foot is towards your left elbow, the harder it's going to feel. Okay? We all live in different bodies, so it doesn't matter where it is, it's how it feels for you. One more breath here. Check you're not rocking over to the right side. And then from here, right hand places down, left hand places down, come back up into your proud pigeon. Think about those shoulders rolling back and down, thinking about lifting from the chest and lifting up. You don't want to crunch into that lower back. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, strong through the glutes, strong through the core. Let's take the right foot back to the left, come to down dog. Walk out those heels. Really take your time here. You want to wriggle through the lower back. When you're ready, come up to the tip toes. Take the weight through the hands. Really stretch through the feet and then sink the heels down again in the direction of the mat. Of course, they don't have to get there. Okay, pause in your down dog. Gonna nod the head, shake the head, keep the neck nice and loose, nice and relaxed. And let's go on the other side. The left leg is going to lift. And then stack those hips and drop through the back knee, squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward. Draw that left foot in towards the bottom. And then from here, coming into our pigeon, that left knee is going to come behind the left wrist. The foot trails behind the right wrist. And then option here, keep that back knee lifted, rolling over the toes to find what feels good for you in that hip. Get yourself set up so that you can be comfortable here. If you are using a prop, then move it to the other side because you're going to need it. Okay, and then when you're ready, just drop that back knee and untuck the toes. We want to keep those hips nice and level. So check in with yourself. If you find you're rolling to the left, prop it up with a block. Okay, thinking here about lifting, lengthening. Don't crunch into that lower spine. Lift through the chest and grow tall. Shoulders come back and down. We are strong here. Proud pigeons. I know people say they're vermin, but I don't know. Pigeons look proud. Okay, and then finding your comfortable place, wherever that might be. So finding the forearms, sitting up tall, finding a little pillow with the hands, doesn't matter. Just find whatever feels good for you. And then just being mindful about it, enjoying those sensations, noticing what your body is trying to avoid, seeing if you can make it easier for your body to kind of find comfort in the slightly uncomfortable. Checking in with that left side, making sure you're not rolling into the left side, but keeping those hips level. Great time for a body scan, great time to be noticing how the body feels. Okay, last breath here. Find heaviness through the hips, support through the mat. And then coming up one hand at a time, tucking the back toes, lifting through the back knee, engage the core strong as we bring the left foot back to join the right. Walk out those heels. Okay, and pause there. We're allowing the heels to head down towards the mat. Find that deep stretch through that right, through the back of the legs. That right foot is going to come through the hands, dropping down into the back knee and untucking the toes. We're going to come up into a low lunge. From here, we're going to take the right hand either to a block or to the floor, depending on how flexible you are. Take the left hand up and then take a side bend here. Okay, so if you're on a block, you can just begin to maybe walk it away a little bit if it feels comfortable, or take the hand down towards the mat. Whatever your options, they're all there. Taking that deep stretch through that left side body. Finding that really nice stretch through the front of that left thigh. And then let's take the hands down, take the weight back into that left, over that left knee, and take the toes on the right side up towards the ceiling. Again, a really nice chance to use a block. Thinking about moving the belly out of the way, lift and lengthen. I say it all the time, but it's so important. And then fold down over that right leg so you feel the stretch. So if that means you're up here and you still feel the stretch, perfect. Draw that right hip in towards the left. So what we want to make sure is those hips are level still, okay? We don't want to make sure to have that right leg moving forward and out of the hip. Okay, from here, take the right foot flat, swap the block over. Hands come down to the mat, tuck the back toes, lift through the back knee. Right foot's going to come back, find your down dog. All our transitions are going through down dog today. Sink the heels down, think about the sit bones coming up towards the ceiling. Lengthen that spine, push the hands down into the mat. Let's go again. Left foot is going to come through the hands. Drop the back knee down and untuck the toes. Take the hands towards the ceiling. Sink the hips forward and down. Left hand to a block or to the floor, and then sweep that right arm all the way over. Thinking about that stretch down the front of that right thigh, right into the hip flexor, I should say. Taking a moment. Again, thinking about how it feels for the body, adjusting where you need to. Okay, coming back up again, taking that block just back a little bit, Take the weight over that right knee, and then take the toes on the left side up towards the ceiling. Belly comes out of the way, lift, lengthen, and then fold over that left leg. We want to keep those hips level. So bring that left hip in towards the body, sink down. If you've got space for it, if you haven't, then it doesn't matter. Okay, and then from here, take the sole of that left foot flat, take the hands down to the mat, tuck the back toes, and then take the left foot back to join the right, find your down dog. Really take a moment, last down dog, walk those heels out, wiggle through the bottom, release through the spine. Keep the neck relaxed. Take the knees down towards the mat, cross over the feet, take the feet out in front of you. And we're going to finish where we started. So take the block down, or whatever you've got, your cushion. You'll be slightly more mobile, more flexible at the now as we've warmed up. Take the back down to meet the block, and use this as an opportunity to really open through the chest. Take the hands down by the side of you. Allow the chest to open. Take those nice deep breaths. Maybe walking those feet away from you. Getting a really lovely opening through that front body. Just breathing into the lungs. And then exhaling, feeling the heaviness through the body. As you begin to surrender to the mat. One more breath here. See if you can fill the lungs and then exhale through the mouth. Very gently bring the feet down so that the knees are up. Use the elbows. Just bring your weight up so that you can move the block away or the cushion away. And then lower yourself back down. Noticing how much more space you have around your spine, around that front body now the block or the cushion has gone. So this is your opportunity to make any adjustments that you might need to. So maybe knees swaying from side to side in more of a kind of windscreen wiper legs, or maybe you want to bring those knees in towards you as a decompression, just around through the spine, maybe bringing the forehead up towards the knees, just to stretch out the spine, finding that decompression. Entirely up to you though, really coming back to that mindful intention of what your body needs. Listen to what it is asking for. And then when you're ready, make your way down into your final Savasana. Walk those feet away. Rest, grab a blanket, a jumper, get rid of the tickly piece of hair that's annoying you. And then today we're going to be thinking about cultivating joy. I mean, how wonderful is that? So thinking about the mat you are laying on. Thinking about rooting down, noticing the energy that's passing between you and the mat. Feel how that connection between you and the mat, that synergy of support, allows you to feel so connected. Take a breath in And a breath out. Allowing the body to rise and fall with each breath. Mindfully noticing the simple act of breathing. How the body takes care of itself. Breathing in, breathing out. Knowing your body will look after itself, but how nice it feels when you look after your body. Soften into a deep feeling of gratitude for the body that you are living in. Sit with that for a moment. The beauty of the body that you live in. Sense that your heart is opening to the miracle that your body is. Appreciate all those incredible ways that it functions and all the amazing ways it allows you to connect to the world. Feel your heart open to the miracle that is your breath. Think about that heartfelt gratitude as you delve into the present moment of awareness. Mindfully breathing, being. Inhaling and exhaling. Recognize how precious and how extraordinary your breath and your body are. Feel the body softening and opening into this awareness. And feel the tension releasing from your forehead, from your shoulders, your neck, your belly, your thighs. And then intentionally, ever so slightly, just turn up the corners of your mouth into a slight smile of appreciation, of joy. And notice how your body reacts to that subtle smile. Turn that sensation, feel into it. Allow the joy to move around your physical body and sit with that feeling as you breathe in and breathe out. Feeling that lightness flow around you, that joy moving through you as an energy. Sitting with that feeling for a moment. Breathing in, breathing out. Going to begin to bring our awareness back to that present moment now. Taking those last breaths, relaxed, calm, happy. Feeling lighter on your mat, knowing that you've looked after yourself and dedicated a little bit of time for you today. Well done. When you're ready, begin to just wiggle the toes and the fingertips. Starting to maybe bring those hands above the head, stretching out, reaching, stretching. And then when you're ready, carefully move your way back to a seated position, and I will be there.